Dog hair does not sit politely on top of the carpet waiting to be collected. It weaves itself into the fibers and clings there like it pays rent. Most cordless vacuums lose that fight. These 5 actually win it, and the countdown runs from good to genuinely unbeatable. The Levoit LVAC-300 proves something a lot of shoppers learn the hard way. The most powerful vacuum in the house is useless if it's too annoying to pick up. This one weighs under 7 pounds, which means grabbing it for the 2 minutes it takes to clear the hallway before guests arrive never feels like a chore. Shedding season isn't a once-a-week problem, and a machine light enough to use daily beats a heavyweight that lives in the closet. Weight savings usually come with a punishment, and that punishment is normally hair wrap. Levoit's answer is a 3rd-generation anti-tangle brush roll called Triple Strike, which actively tears through hair as it gets pulled in rather than letting it coil around the bar. Anyone who has ever sat on the kitchen floor with scissors, sawing a gray rope of fur off a roller, understands exactly how much that feature is worth. Suction lands where it needs to for the job. The motor drives roughly 12,000 sweeps per minute across the floor, and in Levoit's testing it lifted 99.9% of dust from hard floors, including the debris that hides down in the seams between boards. On low-pile carpet and area rugs, it stays confident. Deep, plush, high-pile carpet is where it starts to work harder, so households with wall-to-wall shag should keep scrolling. Where it really earns its spot is the second attachment. The mini motorized brush has its own spinning roller, and that's the tool that pulls embedded fur out of couch cushions, dog beds, and the back seat of the car. Fur on upholstery is a completely different problem from fur on floors. Suction alone won't lift it, it needs agitation, and a lot of budget-friendly sticks skip that tool entirely. Runtime shifts depending on how hard it's pushed. Roughly 60 minutes on Eco with the crevice tool, around 40 with the floor head or the motorized brush in auto, and about 12 if turbo stays pinned. Since the battery detaches, the second one turns a large house into a single uninterrupted session. The rest of the design is quietly thoughtful. It stands up on its own so it never slides down the wall mid-clean. LED headlights throw light under the coffee table where the fur tumbleweeds gather. The HEPA filter traps particles down to 0.3 microns and washes clean under the tap, which matters more than most people expect when dander is floating through the air. The Tineco Pure 1 Station 5 Pro attacks a part of vacuuming nobody talks about. Emptying a dustbin packed with dog hair is genuinely unpleasant. The fur clumps, sticks to the walls of the canister, and half of it puffs back into the air the moment the flap opens. This one refuses to make that anyone's problem. Docking it triggers a full automatic cycle. The base sucks the entire contents of the canister out and locks it into a sealed collector, so weeks pass between hands-on interactions with the dirt. Tineco calls it full-path self-cleaning, meaning the suction runs through the whole channel rather than just the bin, clearing the tube where fur likes to bunch up and slowly strangle airflow. Power sits at 200 air watts on the Pro version, a real step up from the standard Station 5, and it's managed by a sensor system called iLoop. Instead of running flat out and draining the battery, the vacuum reads how much debris is passing through and adjusts its own suction in real time. Cross from tile onto the rug where the dog naps, and it ramps up automatically without a button press. The brush roll uses comb teeth built into the bar. As fur gets drawn in, those teeth separate and strip it off the bristles, guiding it straight into the canister instead of letting it spiral around the roller. Long human hair over 6 inches can still occasionally find a way to wrap on Tineco's standard heads, but dog fur, which is what this video is about, moves through cleanly. Runtime reaches up to 100 minutes, comfortably the longest number in this entire lineup. That figure comes from Eco mode, so real-world cleaning at higher power runs shorter. But even conservatively, this handles a multi-level home without a charging brick. A wider intake port and a broader tube also mean it swallows large debris that makes other sticks stall out. Spilled kibble, gravel tracked in from the yard, dry leaves that hitched a ride on a tail. Multi-stage HEPA filtration handles the fine dander on the way out. The trade-off is honest. The head is on the larger side, so tight spots around chair legs take more patience, and it glides more easily over hard floors than over thick carpet. The Bissell PowerClean FurGuard targets the fur that most vacuums quietly ignore. Floors get cleaned constantly, but the couch, the armchair, and the dog bed collect a compacted layer of hair that suction alone will never lift. This one was built specifically for that fight, and it carries a Gold Pet Proven certification after testing on both floors and furniture. The star attachment is called the Fur Finder Tool, a rubber deferring furring strip presses the fabric flat while stiff bristles agitate the weave and break the hair loose, and strong suction pulls it away before it can settle back down. In Bissell's testing, that combination removed up to 95% of embedded pet fur from upholstery, and did it twice as fast as the competing cordless model it was benchmarked against. Anyone who has ever spent 20 minutes scraping a lint roller across a sofa cushion will appreciate what that saves. Hair wrap gets handled at the source. The FurGuard brush roll actively self-cleans as it spins, stripping strands up to 16 inches long off the bar and sending them into the bin instead of letting them coil into a solid rope. That covers long human hair and heavy dog fur in the same pass, which is why the roller stays usable week after week without maintenance. Lighting is the underrated feature here. High and low beam headlights throw light forward and out to the sides, exposing fur along baseboards and under furniture edges that stays completely invisible under normal room lighting. Fine dander shows up too, which changes how thoroughly a room actually gets covered. The 280-watt motor handles area rugs, low-pile carpet, and sealed hard floors confidently. And the sealed HEPA allergen system traps dust, pollen, and dander down to 0.3 microns rather than blowing it back into the room. Runtime reaches about 50 minutes on low and drops to roughly 13 on turbo, and the battery pops out for swapping. It converts 3 ways: stick, handheld, and high reach, with a crevice tool built into the body so nothing needs digging out of a drawer. At 7.3 pounds, it sits comfortably in the middle of the weight range, and it stands upright on its own for pauses and storage. The honest limitation is deep, thick, high-pile carpet, where a more powerful machine further up this list will pull more out. The Shark PowerDetect Pet Plus Clean and Empty is the machine to reach for when the house is carpeted and the dog sheds like a snow machine. Independent testing of Shark's PowerDetect cordless platform recorded the strongest carpet hair removal in its group, stripping roughly 84% of embedded hair out of low-pile carpet in a single test run. The nozzle explains why. 2 brush rolls spin inside a single head, one built for hard floors and one built to dig into carpet fiber, and they pull debris in on the forward stroke and the backward stroke. Standard vacuums only collect on the push, so every pullback is wasted motion. Doubling the working passes is why a room genuinely finishes faster. 4 separate sensors run underneath. The vacuum detects hidden dirt and surges power the instant it finds a patch, notices when the head approaches an edge or corner and redirects suction there, recognizes the switch between carpet and hard floor, and even tracks which direction it's traveling. All of that happens without touching a single button. The Pet Plus model adds an auto-empty base. Set it down and the dock strips the canister, charges the battery, and seals the fur, dust, and dander away for up to 45 days. Dander is a persistent allergen, and locking it in a sealed system rather than a loose bin makes a measurable difference to the air in a pet household. HEPA filtration handles what escapes the base. Multiflex is the feature that turns into a daily favorite. The wand bends in the middle, letting the head slide flat under the bed and the couch, precisely the 2 places where fur quietly accumulates into gray drifts for months. Runtime reaches about 70 minutes and the unit detaches into a handheld for stairs and upholstery. 2 things to know before committing. The brush rolls handle fur well but can still catch long human hair, so occasional maintenance is part of ownership. And a plastic bumper wraps the front of the nozzle, which means driving straight into a corner leaves a small line of debris behind. Running the head parallel along the baseboard instead solves it completely. The Dyson Vise 16 piston animal takes the top spot because it doesn't just clean the fur, and it proves the fur is gone. A digital motor spinning at 900 watts produces 315 air watts of suction that holds steady from the first minute to the last, so the final room gets the same treatment as the first one. The cleaner head is the real story. 2 cone-shaped brush bars sit side by side, and their tapered shape means hair can't stay wrapped. It slides off the narrowing end and gets pulled into the bin automatically. Dual conical bars handle short dog fur and long human hair in the same pass, and the head reads the floor beneath it, adjusting brush speed and power when it crosses from tile onto carpet. Soft fibers protect hardwood while it works. Then there's the bin, which solves a problem specific to pet owners. Fur is bulky and fills a canister absurdly fast for how little it actually weighs. Dyson's Clean Compactor physically compresses debris into a dense block, tripling the capacity, and the whole thing wipes clean instead of requiring a hand to reach in after a stubborn clump. A second head swaps in for hard floors, using a precisely angled green beam that reveals dust and fine dander completely invisible under normal light. The effect is unsettling the first time. Floors that looked clean suddenly show a full layer of debris. An LCD screen counts and displays the particles being removed in real time, giving actual evidence the deep clean happened. For furniture, the hair screw tool uses a conical brush bar that detangles fur as it lifts it, which is the correct answer to a couch that a large dog treats as personal property. 2 more tools hide inside the body itself, so switching tasks doesn't require a trip back to the dock. Filtration is fully sealed across 5 stages and captures 99.99% of particles as small as 0.1 microns, well beyond standard HEPA territory, and the specification that matters most when dander triggers allergies. Runtime reaches 70 minutes on a 7-cell battery, and the machine connects to a phone app for software updates and maintenance alerts. It is the most expensive option here by a wide margin. It's also the one that stops the conversation about dog hair permanently. Every one of these handles fur, but the right pick depends entirely on what's living in the house. So what breed is doing the damage? And how bad does it get during shedding season? Let us know in the comments below.